Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. A little bit cloudy, a little bit sunny, but not the god-awful 85 degrees that we had the other day. I actually don't have to have the air conditioner on, and I am surviving, so we're calling it good out here. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, I know all of you guys have been waiting on this. If you've seen my other video on Warrior of Light, you know I made that months ago, and my knowledge has increased substantially since then. So today, we're going to dive into Warrior of Light, and we're going to get you guys all the information that you need to know about how to make him successful. First of all, if you guys didn't know, Nanashi from the Overlord Discord actually made this wonderful tool. It is the Warrior of Light preparation tool, which is going to give you all of the materials that you need to fully max out your Warrior of Light. I was actually going to build this, and then I saw it on the global Facebook page. I'm secretly on there on my real name, just so you guys all know. You'll never know who I am. But it's an amazing tool, and I know I'm going to utilize it in order to max out my Warrior of Light, and I already have been, as I've been preparing all of the materials that I'm going to need. Let's break it in. Let's break it down. Warrior of Light, light element, UR unit. You all probably know that if you've already been here. Movement 3, jump 1. Warrior of Light, primary job. Sub-job, Spellblade and Dragoon. Weapon is going to be swords. Armor is going to be armors, helmet, accessories. His TMR, the Warrior of Light Gauntlet, is going to give accuracy 18, evade 8, and critical avoid 8, along with 322 HP. It is going to be an accessory, and the ability on it can be underwhelming when you first look at it. When I first looked at this, I was like, why would I want this TMR? But it's going to give you a 30% HP regen for 3 turns and auto restore TP 10% for 3 turns when it's fully maxed out. That is beefy, you guys. That is very powerful. You could pop this and throw Warrior of Light into the middle of like 3 Sids and he would probably be fine, because every turn he would just restore 30% of HP, and he has a 60% HP restore ability. So, I mean, I think it's pretty good. And imagine this on another unit like Engelbert, for example, and you're running him into the enemy, he runs into the enemy crowd, and he pops his ability. So, I think the TMR is situational, but it's going to be very powerful when it is utilized correctly. Along with the TMR, there's also going to be a collaboration event armor that's going to be coming with us, and that's going to be the Final Fantasy I Warrior of Light armor. It's going to be very similar to Golden Armor, and I actually think that you're going to be utilizing this armor on Warrior of Light and on other units. There's kind of 2 different roads you can go here. You can go the Shield or the Spirit Road. The Shield's going to give you 15 defense, 6 Spirit. The Spirit Road's going to give you 7 defense, 12 Spirit. I think you would be good going either route. I would prefer the Shield route. I think there's a lot of people who might prefer the Spirit route, though, because there's not very many armors that give good Spirit resistance that Warrior of Light can equip. And it's also going to give magic resistance 8% at the +5. So I could see doing the Spirit build, getting this magic resistance so he can be a little bit more resistant to Spirit techniques. And then instead of getting the Shield version here, you could just go for Golden Armor when you needed physical defense. Personally, I could see either way, and I wouldn't judge you for making either one or building either one. And I think it's going to be a very viable piece of equipment that everybody is going to want to have in their toolkit. Let's break down the stats. 2,952 HP is going to make him the 3rd highest unit for HP in the game. Movement 3 and a jump of 1, pretty irrelevant because he does have a gap closing technique that is a 4-square offensive technique. Attack of 233 seems underwhelming at first, but we have to keep in mind he gets an additional +35, and then he gets a +20% from his mastery ability, which is going to put him in the realm of around 300 attack. He gets agility 52. He does not get any increase in agility, so he's not going to be the fastest. So he might benefit from a good agility Esper or potentially some type of agility card in your party. Where he's going to struggle the most, though, is going to be with his dexterity and luck. And for those that don't know, dexterity and luck both factor into accuracy, and his dexterity is abysmally low. His luck is actually pretty high at 157, and he does get a +66 on top of that. But dexterity also contributes to luck. And you can see here, he only gets dex +24. So it's going to be interesting to see how his accuracy affects him. If you read all of the comments on Altima, they say that his accuracy is going to suffer against units like Venera. But I mean, his accuracy, no matter what, is going to suffer against units like Venera. So I don't know how much of an issue accuracy is going to be with him. His TMR accessory ability, though, does give accuracy plus 18. And worst case scenario, we can always stick an Excalibur on him, and he can probably have reasonable accuracy. So something to keep in mind in the back of your head as you are planning to gear out your Warrior of Light. Mastery ability, as we talked about, gives attack plus 20%. It also gives an additional defense plus 5. He gets HP plus 30, TP plus 9, that attack plus 35 we mentioned, magic plus 21, so don't be planning on making any Spellblade builds. I would actually caution you on Spellblade because I think it might trigger his AI in odd ways. Defense plus 8, spirit plus 6, HP plus 15%. The way that I'm looking at Warrior of Light is he's kind of an Omni tank in a way. He doesn't have any particular weakness except for piercing, and he's going to be able to be tanking either magically or defensively. He's not going to be a master of one. He's going to be a unit that's going to have versatility. He has 25% slash resistance, 15% missile resistance, 5% magic resistance, 5% punching resistance. Now, this is wonderful in comparison to, say, Engelbert, who has 30% magic weakness. So we're really seeing that Omni tank coming out here. He's going to be able to take everything. He's going to be able to take all of those hits. So that's what I think about when I think about Warrior of Light. I think about him as the all-rounder. We do have Ki Sang's Limit Burst video here. If you guys didn't know, Ki Sang, a good friend of the channel, the Limit Burst is a 3-hit damage to targets, and it bestows Protect and Shell on Warrior of Light. Look at that beautiful light. It it almost reminds me of something from Fate, because you got all the golden swords being thrown at the enemy. But that Protect and Shell, just going to owe more to survivability for him, going to make him an even more powerful character. And I honestly think at only 38 AP to use with a lot of high AP generating techniques, you are going to be seeing Warrior of Light using this technique quite often. We're going to spend a little bit of time here, and we're going to talk about all of the primary abilities that Warrior of Light has, because his primary toolkit is very powerful. First on the list is going to be Brave Presence, which for 3 turns is going to increase your defense and spirit plus 12 and give you hate plus 12. This is insane, everyone. This is really powerful. This is the bread and butter, the first ability. The ability he's going to be spamming all the time. It's beautiful. Shift attack, damage small after moving to the target square, is going to have a 4 square range, physical 121% damage technique with only 14 AP to cast. Not only that, it also has a range height difference of 1. And this is important. We've learned over the last couple weeks that range height difference can make the difference in winning and losing battles, depending on the arena map, depending on the guild battle map that's currently present. This is going to be that gap closer that's going to put Warrior of Light on the front line, that's going to mitigate the need for additional movement, additional jump. This is what's going to get him there. Brave Holly, damage to the target large. This is your ability that's going to deal beefy damage. If you're not using his limit break, if you still need to deal a ton of damage, this is a 4 square directional, physical 205% hit with range of height difference 2, 26 AP, and no cast time. This is nutso. This is like a Hien with longer range, more damage on crack. This is so good. Breath of Life, recover a certain percentage of your HP large. It does have a casting speed associated with it, and at max it is going to be casted at 280, and it's going to be 60% HP recovery. That's crazy. That's going to be for 24 TP at a very high cast speed of 280. That's going to be a 60% HP recovery for Warrior of Light. Now, this only can be used once per fight, but that's incredible. Invincible Shield creates a barrier that reduces physical damage to allies 3 times, and it's going to be a 30% reduction of physical damage, and it's going to cost 30 TP, and you can be using it twice. A great AP generator. So overall, he has healing, he has defense, he has large and small ranged height 1+2 damage, and he has a gap closer. Like, it's bonkers. His kit is incredible. If you if you look at this kit and you're like, it's okay, you're crazy. And I mean that with all the love in the world. Let's take a look at his sub abilities, because they are a little bit confusing for those of you that are looking on Ultima. And if you're looking on the wiki, they do not have all the information on them. So the first one is going to be his break attack, which didn't have a name. And I can't read Japanese, but I can pull the information from War of the Visions calc. So it is going to be 175% modifier break attack, which is going to decrease attack and magic 39% for 3 turns. Reasonable. It only costs 18 AP, and it's going to be 175% modifier attack. It is you have to be right next to the opponent, but it's likely that you will be right next to the opponent because you're going to have that gap closer. So I can see this being a follow-up strike after you utilize your gap closer. You're also going to have access to Stop Strike, which is a 3, range height 1, area attack around you that you can kind of choose. 20 AP, physical 165 with a chance to grant Stop. I mean, you're probably not going to be using this. You could. I mean, Stop's pretty powerful, I feel like, but I mean, I feel like you're probably going to be utilizing one of your other techniques. I would have to wait and see. I wouldn't want to increase my Warrior of Light's Faith to maximum, because that would increase the amount of magical damage he would take. So I'm not sure that Stop Strike is something I would want to utilize. Let's talk about Magic Swordsman as well, because I think sub-Magic Swordsman is going to be a trap. And there's a couple reasons for that. And primarily it's going to be for the AI. And if we do get the AI toggle abilities, I would immediately turn Taunting Spell and Banish Sword off, because those are going to be magic modified damage techniques that are going to be very poorly designed for Warrior of Light. Magic Resist, though, for plus 38% magic resistance for 3 turns for Warrior of Light and the allies around him, as well as Magic Barrier for putting a barrier on yourself to reduce magic damage for 50% reduction of magic damage. Those are pretty strong. They're very high TP consumption techniques, and I could see Magic Swordsman sub being much more viable when we do have the capability to turn off Banish Sword and Taunting Spell. With his low amount of magic, you really want to benefit from his attack, so setting a sub job that's going to make him use spell techniques is not going to be beneficial for him. And knowing our AI right now, I feel like the AI would use Banish Sword and use a Taunting Spell, when perhaps another ability from Warrior of Light's kit would be useful. So Magic Swordsman, I would say sleep on it until we approach that magic meta where we do have the ability to turn abilities on and off, and it'll probably be much more relevant then. Dragoon sub. Now, y'all gonna think I'm on like crack by the end of this video, but this is actually the sub job I'm most excited for Warrior of Light. I run Victora, as you guys all know, and I love Pierce units, and I love Pierce meta, and I can't wait to run Glaciella, Victora, and Warrior of Light, and holy cow, I can actually utilize running through snowfields to modify Warrior of Light's attack. I mean, it's a win-win for me. So, I'm gonna be that crazy guy with Sub-Dragoon on my Warrior of Light. He does get access to Jump, Dragon Dive, and Dragon's Kin, which is going to be attack plus 40%. He also gets access to what's called Flying Dragon Wearing in the Ultima version. I can't remember what the name of it in Global is, but it's going to give Jump and Move plus 1. Also Dragon Roar for Bravery down on the target. I mean, a lot of those I don't really care about. I just want to be able to Dragon Dive with my Warrior of Light and run an entire sort of quote-unquote spear-based group. So, do I think Dragoon sub is viable for Warrior of Light? I think it is. I think most people are going to be subbing Warrior of Light on Warrior of Light, though. But personally, for me, I'm going sub-Dragoon on Warrior of Light. And that might be a quote-unquote bad generalization, but that's me, and that's what I want to do with my Warrior of Light. Jump plus 1, HP up level 1 is going to be 2 passive abilities followed by the Protection of Darkness, Magic Attack Resistance plus 12%, and Darkness Resistance plus 12%. He's also going to get access to Beginning Warrior, his best passive, HP plus 12%, Defense plus 12, and the power to get rid of Chaos, which is basically going to be Debuff Resistance plus 50%. I think you're probably going to be seeing Beginning Warrior and the Protection of Darkness set for that additional Magic Attack Resistance and Darkness Resistance, especially with Venera so much in the meta and the Magic meta coming in the future. You're going to want that Magic Attack Resistance for Warrior of Light. You could be setting HP up level 1. If we still have the Missile Arena map, you're probably going to want to set Jump plus 1 on Warrior of Light as well. I have a feeling the Arena map is probably going to change before that becomes relevant. For counters, he has access to Dragon Sword, which honestly, it's never absorbed a ton of HP for me. So I've never been like Wow, Dragon Sword procced, and it drained like 2,000 HP. It's only ever drained like 600 HP. So I think you're going to be better off with Warrior's Pride, which is going to give defense plus 10 on Warrior of Light when it procs. I'm not saying Dragon's Blade is going to be a bad counter, but I think, you know, it's situational. I think with the amount of healing Warrior of Light has, you're probably going to be wanting to set Warrior of Pride instead. Magic Guard could also be viable, but I think honestly, looking at Warrior of Pride, I think it's going to be much better for Warrior of Light. Magic Guard, again, could be more viable when we see units like Keelfey emerging, who are just going to destroy units with magical attacks. So things to think about for the future. He's definitely future-proof, is what I would say. Taking a look at all the cards and thinking about that future, I actually think Golem is going to be a great card for him. Max HP up and Earth resistance. Think about Keelfey, guys. Keelfey's coming. We're going to get our ass kicked if we are not prepared for Keelfey when she gets here. Scion of Beowulf, I mean, we need agility. He only has 52 agility. If you have this card, you should be popping it for Warrior of Light. He needs all the help for speed that he can get. Odin is a no-brainer. The War Mech card will be coming out with Warrior of Light. It is going to give Pierce resistance and area attack resistance, which is going to be very powerful. And considering Warrior of Light has 20% Pierce weakness, you could actually run this card on him. Missile attack resistance, of course. Of course, Snow White Guard for the missile and the slash resistance. You could also run the Lilith card for defense and slash attack up. And of course, you could run Leonis Castle. I think all of these are going to be viable. I think you should have them all leveled at some point in your life so that you can swap them out and sort of plan how you want to engage your opponents, particularly in arena or live PvP. Finally, let's talk about Espers. Now, the specific Espers we're going to be looking at are War Mech and Golem. Both of them offer defense plus, and they offer the same amount of defense up. They offer very similar HP, attack, and agility, as well as luck. Where they're going to differ is that Golem can branch off into Man-Eater and give you increased damage potential. War Mech can't really do that. War Mech does offer, though, ice 10% resistance, though, and he is going to be pretty good for fighting against those Victoras. And Golem, of course, offers that lightning resistance for fighting against Sids. So either way, either one of those Espers are going to be my primary choices for Warrior of Light. Other Espers you might consider would be Siren for slash resistance, Ifrit for attack and missile resistance, and of course Odin for slash and missile resistance and Man-Eater. Any type of combination of those are probably going to be great for Warrior of Light, and I think you should consider all of those. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video. If you are planning on buying Visior, please use my affiliate links. It does help keep my lights on in my house. dig.gs/coins or dig.gs/offer. I am affiliated with Amazon now, so dig.gs/offer is one of the best ways if you are looking to make a smaller Amazon coin purchase to do that. And dig.gs/coins is one of the ways to do it if you're looking to make a larger Amazon coin purchase. So the special offer right now by Amazon is you do get 20% off on the $80 and $40 pack, which is what dig.gs/offer is, where normally you only get 20% off on the $400 packs. Make sure you leave a comment in the YouTube section. Do know that I will be pulling hard for Warrior of Light, and I will be streaming it Tuesday night at Reset next week, so I hope to see a lot of you guys there. There will, of course, be notifications on YouTube for everyone to come and join us, and make sure to come join our Discord. We do have a wonderful community there, dig.gs/discord. It's also in the description down below, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Have a great rest of your day, guys.